Hi, welcome to ShowMeTheCurry.com. I'm Hital.
I'm Anuja, and today we're going to show you yummy, crunchy Bhindi Raita or Okra Raita. And it's got this, like we mentioned, crunchy, crispy, and very simple.
So of course the main star of this recipe is okra or bhindi or lady's finger. We have taken the bhindi or the okra and we food processed it. Now this is a huge time saver. If you talk to the purists, they'll say don't do it, and they'll want you to cut it. And if you have the time, then by all means go ahead and cut it and use a knife. But we're all in favor of saving time, so we just pulsed it. It's really important to hit that pulse button and not just grind it all up, otherwise you'll have a mess.
Yep. So it's been cut down to similar size. There's a couple of bigger chunks, but you can just do that by hand and that's absolutely fine. And look at it, looks wonderful.
So I have 1 tablespoon of oil heating in our pan right now, and it is already hot.
To this we're going to add half a teaspoon of mustard seeds and allow them to pop. There you go. 1/8 of a teaspoon of Asafoetida or Hing, and immediately after that the okra.
And stir. Now this looks like a lot of okra, but once it cooks down it really reduces, and you'll be fighting for the okra.
A couple of tips we'd like to give over here is, if you notice, we do not have our usual stir fry pan over here. It's a flat bottom one, and the wider it is the better, because you want the okra to have the space to cook and to reduce evenly. You don't want it, you don't want them fighting for space and fighting for the heat. So just keep those points in mind, and things will go by a lot faster. So once the oil is mixed in and it's all looking happy, we're going to add in chaat masala. Now chaat masala has got amchur in it, which is mango powder, and that will help avoid the sliminess that okra usually is famous for. So we're adding 1 teaspoon of chaat masala. It's to taste really, and we're going to salt it as well. But be careful on the salt, because the chaat masala does have some salt, and the bhindi is going to shrink. So just be a little conservative at this point. We'll also add some red chili powder to taste.
So mix it really well so all the spices don't clump in one place, and once it's mixed in really well, reduce your flame to a low. We're going to let this cook on a slow heat and brown completely.
And just keep stirring it, and it'll take a little while. Have patience, but the end result is so worth it. If you notice, it has begun shrinking and the color has started to change. It is still on a very low flame.
So it's been quite a while, and look at the okra. They have completely cooked down and they've actually turned a deep brown color. And this is just perfect. You can see a little bit of the green from the okra, but most of it is dark brown. And if you could listen to it, you can hear the little and we know it's ready. So I'm going to switch this off and we'll work on the raita now.
So the bhindi does look fabulous.
Smells great too.
Yes. The only thing is, it'll become crunchier when you let it cool down. So allow it to cool down and it'll have that crunch. And it's such a great combination with the yogurt. All we're going to do is add some yogurt in your serving platter. And you're just going to beat it up. And of course, we're going to salt it a little bit. And what we're going to add to it is just cut up cilantro, and of course green chili is optional, and mix. Now the bhindi has so much flavor in it, so you don't want to add too much here and take away from there. So we'll just keep this simple, and that way the flavor of the bhindi is just going to heighten up.
So if you're making this recipe now for a party, or you're going to be serving it later on, then it's important to keep the two separated. And you can go ahead and make your yogurt, mix up everything, all the coriander leaves, everything into your yogurt, and keep it to the side, and let your bhindi cool down, your okra cool down, and keep it to the side. And you're going to add it just before serving.
Or better still, just keep it on the side, let everyone help themselves. Let them do some work. So this is done. And we're just going to drizzle the bhindi on top. And it's ready to serve. So dig into the coolness and the simplicity of the yogurt and the crunch of the bhindi, the okra. Fabulous.
It's definitely you don't usually think about putting bhindi inside your raita. It's one of those things where if somebody told you okra raita, bhindi raita, you'd be like, But you have to try this combination. It is absolutely fabulous.
So the best way to store the bhindi is, of course, like Hetal mentioned, separately. Don't combine the raita and the bhindi. So put it in an airtight container and you can keep it in the refrigerator for a few days. And whenever you're ready to reserve it, you can just, if it becomes a little soggy and it's lost its crispness, you just put it in a tray and just put it in your toaster oven or your oven and just for a couple of minutes and let it just crisp up. So you again have that crunch,
Yeah.
Because I think the crunch
Easy
is the
fix.
key to this particular dish.
Right. And we do realize that this is one of those vegetables that we have overcooked, and you can tell we've overcooked it because it's no longer green. But once in a while, we're going to indulge.
Absolutely.
You should too.
So enjoy your bhindi raita and join us again on another episode of ShowMeTheCurry.com.
Adding a pinch of spice to your life.